Welcome to Finding Yourself podcast, where we believe in facts over feelings. It's your host, Brittany, and this is episode 2. And today we're going to talk about hurt people, hurt people. So, I think this is like so funny. I was just literally laying in bed and I was like, what am I going to talk about? And I was thinking, and I was like, you know what? Well, we're going to talk about hurt people, hurt people. Of course, like always, I'm gonna give you guys 3 different points that's gonna help you in this area. And this is my perspective and things that I've done and learned. So let's get into it. All right, so the first point when it comes to hurt people is accountability. There is no accountability when it comes to people doing things to you, you doing things to people. And I think that is so big when it comes to like understanding, because if I don't take any accountability, right, and you're bringing me your problems, your issues, things that I may have done to you, or I may have made you feel some kind of way, and I don't want to take any accountability. So what's going to happen is I'm going to always disregard your feelings. I'm going to always deflect. Every time you got an issue or problem, now I got an issue or problem. You did this to me, so I did that to you. So it's like a never-ending cycle because there's no accountability. But you're hurting, so you feel like your way is the right way. It's not always true. And I think it's like so crazy how much accountability I did not take. Like looking back over my life and all the things that I done, all the encounters I had with people, I was selfish. I was so selfish, and I didn't have any accountability. And people would tell me, "Oh, I feel like this. I just want you to care about me," or "Why can't you be a certain kind of way with me?" or "Why can't you act a certain kind of way with me?" And I didn't know why, but really I was hurting. I was messed up. I had so many things I needed to unpack, and I was just living life the best way I thought I could live it. But in the midst of that, I was hurting people. I was hurting on the inside, and I was hurting people, and I wasn't intentionally trying to hurt people, but I was hurting people. And that's why it's so true about hurt people, because sometimes we are so hurt that we don't realize it and we will hurt people. And all these people are trying to do is love us, care for us, encourage us, be there, support us. And it can be rough. It can be really rough, and you're just totally unaware of what you're doing and why you're doing it. So yeah, that's the first point. So the first point is some accountability. Hold yourself accountable, be aware, so that when people are talking to you about things that you are doing to them, you're able to listen, you're able to have a level of understanding, and you won't disregard their feelings. And then the second point is knowing, like, you have to heal, because what happens is you will bleed on a person that didn't cut you. And I'm guilty. I'm so guilty of this. I thought I was ready, right? I thought I healed. I thought I could entertain somebody else and be fine. But in all actuality, I was hurt and I was bleeding. And what happened was a person was trying to love me, a person was trying to care for me, and I was bleeding on them. They were the way I treated people, in a sense of, I didn't talk bad to people. I never like abused people, but I think that ignoring people, choosing not to listen to people, choosing to shut down on people can definitely affect people. It can definitely affect how people feel. It could affect how people think, how they act. And I wasn't aware of that. And a lot of people was just trying to love me, and I was bleeding on them, meaning I was selfish. It was my way or the highway. I I did not care about anything outside of my own feelings, because I felt like when I cared about other people's feelings, it didn't do anything but make me hurt more. You know, people did not know how to handle me and my feelings. And I got to a point where I'm like, no, I'm not going to allow anyone to get close to me. I'm not going to allow anybody to play with me ever again. But having that mentality, yes, it did save me, but it also hurt me, because I was hurting people. Instead of just letting these people go or not talking to these people, I was talking to these people with no intent of being for real with these people, or with no intent of ever trying to love them in a certain way or trying to care for them in a certain way. I was set in my ways. It was what it was. Either you're going to get with it or you're going to get gone. And that was my mentality, and that was awful. That was God awful, because I shouldn't have never been dealing with people, because I needed to heal more. I needed to learn more about myself. I needed to be more secure within myself. I had to unpack a lot of things that I wasn't ready to unpack. And in the midst of that, I'm just living, I'm talking, I'm dealing. And a lot of people got hurt because I was hurt. And I didn't realize that. So the first point is accountability. Being accountable, being aware. Listen to what people are telling you and don't deflect. Don't be combative. And own up to your bull crap. 2, stop bleeding on people that didn't cut you. If you can't love a person right, if you can't care for a person in a way that they need to be cared for, leave them alone. You don't have to deal with them. Even though they're willing to deal with you and they want to work it out and they want to support you, they want to care for you, do not deal with these people if you are bleeding, because you will bleed on somebody that didn't cut you. And that is not good for them. That's not fair to people. I think that, I know they want to love you and be there for you, but please, if you are bleeding, don't deal with people, because you will bleed all over these people and they didn't cut you. So please take the time to heal, get to know yourself, unpack some things so that you can be the best version of yourself when you pull up to somebody. You want to leave somebody's life better than you found it, okay? We don't go into people's lives, turn it upside down and be like, oh, that's your fault. We don't do that. But hurt people, and that's how it end up being sometimes. So, and my third point would definitely be, make it right. Once I became aware, once I started taking accountability, once I started to heal, I realized I hurt a lot of people, I bled on a lot of people, and I made it right. I mean, I was calling people from 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and I had a real conversation with them about like my journey. And I acknowledged that, hey, I did not treat you right. No, I did not care for you in the way that you wanted to be cared for. No, I did not care about your feelings. No, I did not take your feelings into consideration. But I had to let them know it wasn't you, it was me. It was a me thing. And I think that was a lot of relief for a lot of people, because people really genuinely did care for me. But I gained a lot of respect, because people was like, you didn't even have to call and apologize, or you didn't even have to call and like have this conversation with me. But I wanted them to know, like, I was serious about the growth. I was serious about my spiritual journey. I was serious about everything that I was saying. And I can't tell people to do things if I'm not willing to do it myself. And I had to bite the bullet and apologize and listen to people say, you really hurt me, or I didn't understand why you ghosted me. I didn't do nothing to you. It's a hard spot to be in, but I did it. So I had to listen. I had to listen to people, and I'm cool with everybody now. Like, you know, like, I have a lot of respect for people. People have respect for me, but I had to make it right. I had to have those uncomfortable conversations with people. I had to allow them to understand where I was at and what I was going through, and so that they could have a better understanding of why I was reacting the way I was reacting. I was trying to figure it out. But in the midst of me trying to figure it out, a lot of people got hurt, and it was no good for nobody. So I don't know if you're the person that's bleeding on people. I don't know if you're the person that's cutting people, but either way it go, you got to do better. And when you know better, you do better. So yeah, so that's my take on hurt people hurt people. It's hard out here. And when you have somebody that's hurt and you have somebody that's damaged, or you have somebody that is not secure within themselves, you have to love on them a little extra. You have to be a little bit more patient with these people. And it's like, if you know that somebody's been through a traumatic experience, it's going to be a lot to come with that, and you have to be mindful of that. And they don't know what's going to trigger them, what's going to help them, so you have to be willing to work with the person before you say, oh yeah, this is a good quality about this person, or this is a good quality about that person. And you get that person and you realize this person is effed up, like they need some help. And you have to unpack all these things with this person, and you have to be okay with it. You have to be built for it. So that's one thing too, I learned that I'm built for it, baby. I'm built for this lifestyle. So regardless of what the devil is trying to do, no matter what the enemy is telling you, you can do it. You can be the bigger person. You can be the change. You can say enough is enough. And when you get to that point and you're really wanting to change, your actions are going to show. I changed for me. I wasn't pleased with the person I was. I knew I could do better. I knew I could be better. And I wasn't going to keep making excuses for what I dealt with in my childhood. Oh, I was married and this man did this to me. Because it's like, if I'm not going to be with you, I'm walking away with you, or from you, I'm walking away for a reason, so that I can go be free. So how am I going to be away from a person and you're still having an effect on me and my life and what I'm doing? So I had to make a conscious decision to let all that stuff go. And I'm so grateful. I'm just so thankful that I'm in a place where I got myself together. I did not want to be a hurt person hurting people. I wanted to be a person that loved people, nurture people, help people get back to their selves, right? And in the midst of me doing it, like, God sent me somebody that could love me and love me all the way, and love me flaws and all, and be patient with me, and communicate with me and talk to me. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm excited to see what life is gonna bring for me. And yeah, like, this is episode 2, Hurt People of Finding Yourself podcast. It's your host, Brittany, and you guys know the motto. We do facts over feelings. Your blessings may be delayed, but never denied. Yeah, I'm out. Y'all be blessed.